Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Come on in. Hey, 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 hey. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Welcome everybody who's joining us today. What's good? What's good? Well, welcome aboard. Let us know where you're checking in at. Let us know where you're repping. What part of the country. Share our video today. Want you to get in on today's conversation. Reality Hour, real people, real life situations jumping off. We getting Facebook. What's up? Thank you, man. Jackie, what's up? Is it up? Y'all good over there?
Yeah, you're up.
Okay. All right, welcome to the show. Good afternoon, good morning, whatever time it is. We up in here, Kenya. You have today's letter. It's gonna be a good one. I can tell by the way y'all was over there looking. And welcome to the show. And to the ZAK family, Sherry Dennis is here. What's up, Sherry?
Hey, what's going on?
How you feeling?
I am feeling great.
You all good?
Totally good.
Totally good. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Welcome to the station.
Thank you.
And we about to do some things here. So, you know, we going to help out somebody here.
Okay.
So we just going to give
a little bit of advice.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. Now, we
don't
mean that we are experts. We just telling you what we think. We like your real brothers and sisters here. We going to tell you the truth, whether you like it or not.
Right.
All right? Feel free to chime in at 888-409-0931. Of course, we're going to read some of your comments. 888-409-0931. That is the number to read, to call, and you can chime in as well. Let's dive into it.
All right. Dear Sam, my fiance passed away unexpectedly. Me and his family were always cool up until he passed. I had quit my job and uprooted to live with him until we got married. That was his idea. His family has pretty much excluded me in all the funeral planning until I got a phone call from his insurance agent saying that I was the beneficiary. His family was planning a big, elaborate funeral when I know he would have wanted a small funeral and to be cremated. Plus, I know he would want me to be okay and be able to move back home if I choose. So, should I let his family have their way and pay? Or should I do what I think he would have wanted?
Damn. That's why you gotta have a will. That's a tough one.
Does it matter that he made her the beneficiary, which means that in some way that he trusted her to make his,
But so let me get this right. So the family didn't know that yet. They know it now.
They know now.
Okay, but they was planning. They was gonna pay for everything and take care of him, right? Bury him properly and all that stuff, right?
Does it say?
They probably didn't even know who the beneficiary was. They probably just assumed that the check was coming to them.
So is that what she's saying though?
Well, what she said was she got a call from his insurance agent saying that she was the beneficiary. So before that, they had left her out of all the planning, all the funeral planning, until, voila.
So what she said was, hold on, he left me the money bag.
Right.
So therefore, I maybe
and he thought enough of me to make me the beneficiary.
So y'all need to hear me because he said that he didn't want all this.
Right.
Damn. Now, how do you tell his mama that? Mama, look, because they acting funny now, right?
Yeah, they
left her out of all of the planning.
Well, this is a tough one. Because, I know it's not about the money. It's not about the money. All right.
Well, it is now. Because they want that check.
Right.
You think they want the check?
Yeah, she was saying, should she pay for it? Or should she use the money, so she could be cool? She said that she felt that he left her the money so she could move home because she uprooted her life to go move with him.
Typically what happens with this is that and I wonder how much money it is, because a funeral probably costs about maybe 15 grand, right? Woo. So this is why she's bringing up the whole fact about, we got 1 minute before we go back on live on the air. So I wonder how much it is, because if let's say it's 50,000,
right,
get him the bread to give him his proper burial, and then you go run off with the rest and live in your. But if it's only 20 grand, 15 grand, then what do you do?
She should give them all the money.
I mean, you want to make sure he could tell us. Look, I'm gonna tell you what he told me. He told me he wanted to be cremated.
They don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear that. They're like, you probably didn't even know him long enough to make that decision.
You want to come up in here like that.
But then the argument still remains that he made her the beneficiary. So,
but that's of life insurance.
Especially if your mom is still alive, wouldn't you think that you would let your mom know, like, okay, my wife is the you know what I mean? Like, if.
But this is his fiance. Tough one, because they not married yet. But the money still goes to her because he left her the bag. Here we go. Yes. Wow. Love nobody but you. ZAK, the Sam Sylk Show. Love Theory. Kirk Franklin. What's going on, fam? Today's reality hour was off the chain. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the station. Give it up. Sherry Dennis is here. What's up?
Hey, what's going on?
How you feel?
I feel blessed and great.
Blessed and great. Welcome. Glad you're on the team here.
Thank you.
What's good? And we just throwing you in right now because you got to help us out with this lady. Man, we need y'all. This is a tough one.
Okay.
Guys, this is a tough one here. We need all y'all. They need your help on this. Let's read that letter, Kenya. What you got?
All right. Dear Sam, my fiance passed away unexpectedly. Me and his family were always real cool up until he passed. I'd quit my job and uprooted my life to live with him until we got married. That was his idea. His family has pretty much excluded me in all the funeral planning until I got a phone call from his insurance agent saying that I was the beneficiary. His family was planning this big, elaborate funeral when I know he would have wanted a small funeral and to be cremated. Plus, I know he would want me to be okay and be able to move back home if I choose. Should I let his family have their way and pay? Or should I do what I think he would have wanted?
Okay, so she's saying, should I give them the bag and let them just do what they want to with it?
Right.
So it sounds like to me that this insurance policy, as I think about it more, it's really only enough to bury him.
Must be.
Because you got the funeral type of burial insurance, and then you have life insurance. Mm-hmm. So I need to know, is this, if it's to bury him, then you should make sure that he gets his, make sure that he follows wishes. But you're not the wife. I know he left it there, but if it's just that, then it's kind of tough. That's just. Because a mama's going through because she has to bury her child. Parents don't never want to bury their kids.
Right.
Okay? So the mama will want to have the last say in how and what she does for her baby. You're not the wife. Now, if it's a life insurance policy, and let's say it's $100,000, I would still, and this is just me, say, let me holler at the mom and say, hey, mom. This is what, he left me, and I wanted to make sure he's done properly, but he did say he didn't want no big funeral ever.
So are you basing your answer on the amount that was left?
Well, partially, because it could be two different types of policies.
So you're saying if it's a larger amount, then she can still facilitate giving him the proper burial and homegoing service, and then she can still run off with a little bit of the bag.
I mean, she's
I just want to be clear.
Yeah, he left. He didn't leave it. I don't know. Maybe him and his mama wasn't like that.
But what if he really did feel like, okay, I made this girl uproot her whole life. Mm-hmm. Let me just make sure
that she's
cool. Mm-hmm. So what if it was just for her to be cool?
Okay, but what type of policy is it? Is it $100,000 or is it a 15 funeral type?
This is why when you, how young are they?
I don't know.
Because I guess you should start having conversations as well about you know, who's gonna do what in the event of, you know.
Yeah.
You gotta write it down.
Yeah,
You do.
man,
If you don't write it down, you got a problem.
Because, you know, like, you know, a lot of times people die unexpectedly, and now we having fish fries and all kinds of other
case,
stuff
right?
going on.
Yeah.
And no one's ever speaking about how to handle, you know, the unexpected.
So what do you guys think? We want to hear from you right now. 5780931. How should she handle this? Should she like, look, let mama go ahead and square it away, or should she be like, look, this is how it's going down. He left me the bag, and this is what we going to do because this is what he told me and what he wanted. The Sam Sylk Show. Yeah, it's a tough one here, y'all. Tough one. All right, so it's touchy. Because as a parent, I wouldn't want the girlfriend or the boyfriend if they're not married.
But your child made that decision, though.
So what?
So you're not going to respect your child's wishes. If they created a life insurance policy.
Listen. You hear what I tell you? It sounds good now, but especially if you don't really care for him or her. I don't care. My baby gone now, so he can't be mad at me on the decision I'm gonna make.
But then that's mom or dad or whoever being just as irrational as the fiance could be in this situation.
Yeah.
She could totally be like, well, listen, we had a life together, and you know,
he told me he didn't like you.
He told me his wishes, and he left the bag to me. So I'm gonna do what he requested of me, and then I'm gonna go back to where I came from.
And I wonder, in that case, guys, I wonder legally, like
what
planning a funeral,
right,
is different. Like if this is just a life insurance policy, then she goes with the money.
Mm-hmm.
But we talking about planning the services.
Mm-hmm.
Who has that right? When if the mama is still living, you're not the wife.
Right.
Who has to say on how the service go?
Does the person who got left if you just said legally, does
legally.
the person who got left the money, is that the person
I think
that is able to make the decisions because the money was left to that person?
If it's the funeral policy.
But I mean, if the funeral policy was left to that person.
Funeral policy, I believe that whoever left the funeral policy to. So if it's her, then she should call the shots because that's a funeral policy.
Because it's sounding like she got left the bag, now she's left to make the decision of whether to be gracious and respect the family and let them have whatever monies they need to take care of the funeral services. It doesn't sound like there's a discrepancy. It doesn't sound like there's a discrepancy about who the money was left to. It's about, is she now obligated to, respect and consider the family members?
But they were what makes me think that they were already planning the funeral before they found out that she had the bag.
Right.
So they was already about to do what they about to do.
Right. So what bag were they using?
Well, maybe they thought. I know Ray said that he had an insurance policy, so it must have my name on it if it's the mama. You know what I'm saying? She might have thought
that he left it to her.
Exactly.
Yeah. What you got? Let's read some of these comments, y'all. What we got?
All right. Steve said, my advice is to go to passportnvllc.com and book a trip somewhere far away, because if you hold on to that money, his family members will make you your beneficiaries, recipients of your life insurance policy very soon.
Steve!
Yeah.
Steve!
Reginald said that, so let the family do family. But if you're close to that family, talk with his mom about it. Policy should not be the issue.
Well, clearly she's not as close as she thought she was because they excluded her
from the get-go,
from the jump.
And then she was like,
so there's already some discord.
Exactly. Right.
Because then she got the call and say, so y'all did you see I just got this card for the game.
Right.
So here's my card.
Mm-hmm.
He left it to me. My name is I'm sorry, Mama, your name's not on here.
Right.
But, mine is right
because
there.
it seems like they had already discredited her from the beginning. They counted her out. They didn't care. So now she has to turn around and be nice.
Yeah, she has to be nice.
Because she's still being nice to his mama. That's what some people might do. But some people are like, yeah. I would probably let the mama. If this were me, I would probably say, you know what, she left me the bag, but I know I'm not a husband, but let me know what y'all need here so we can square it up.
Or she could be fair.
Yeah.
She could be fair and say, hey, I got the check for X amount. We made the decision to move here and until we got married and all of that. So I'm going to keep X amount of dollars just so I can, get back on my feet. I'm just going to give y'all
the rest.
And
you can allot it how you want
y'all
to.
have this $7,500 and I keep $7,500.
Is that fair?
Woo!
Is that fair?
Man.
We got some good hearts up in the studio.
Yeah, we nice today. We nice
some
today.
Good hearts. I'm proud of y'all.
Yeah. You take that whole bag?
I
Especially
mean,
if they was
ideally, I would hope in my situation that I would have the type of rapport with the family that we wouldn't have to go through this.
She probably thought they had.
I would have been.
She thought they did.
Well, I wouldn't want to have thought. I would like to know that I have the type of rapport with his family that from the beginning I would have been included in whatever, or at least that I would hope that I was liked well enough that they would even come to me and say, how are we going to move forward with these funeral arrangements so that there's not even any of this, chaos to begin with.
Tracy said the family can plan the funeral and pay for it. If the policy is $25K, give them half on a certain amount to help with the services and move on. Kind of what you mentioned.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. Sharita said, I need to know if there's another insurance policy that maybe the family also has a policy on it.
That's what because like you mentioned earlier, they had already started planning, so they had the money.
Whose bag was that coming from?
Right. So while you are so quick to come over and say, well, look, you might just want to hold your bag. And be like, okay.
Right, it might have been another
because the funeral home or whoever has that policy is not going to contact anyone else.
But her.
So they don't even have to know you got it.
Well, it sounds like they know now.
You called the radio station and told us.
Sam Sylk Show, what up?
I'm thinking the situation, she just be a little bit lenient because when a mother loses a child, it's a big thing, and she's going through something right now. If it was me, I would let the mom use the situation. I would just beg her just a little bit, and I know how she feels because, like she said, it's her boyfriend, but it's the mom. If she was to put herself in their shoes, then she'll feel what the mom is feeling. So I think she just ease up a little bit. We got somebody dead right now, and she's mourning over her child. I would just beg her up, ease up just a little bit, let the mom do it because it's just, the mother's going through so much right now, but she got to bury her child. And if it was her in a situation, she can feel it, even if it was her husband. If it was her husband, she still should ease up just a bit because that is her child. I would just ease up and let the person go on and rest in peace and let the mother do the thing. And that way, when it's all said and done, everybody can get along.
All right, thanks a lot for the call. Sam Sylk Show, hello.
I don't play football. Hi, how are you?
All right. What do you have to say about it? What's your thoughts?
Okay. This is what I heard. This lady moved here, and she thought she was cool with the family.
Yeah.
And then when the man passed away, they started dog walking her. And then, whoop, there it is. The policy was in her name. So now they want her to start spending money, and she feels like she knows he would want her to be able to take this money and go back to where she came from amongst people that probably cared about her. And that's just what I would do. They start dog walking her, and I would dog walk.
You sound like you've been dog walked a few times.
Right.
Hey, we all have. We all have before. We all have before, But
so look, so should she take the whole bag and just move on, or should she give him some of it?
I would If they was dog walking that woman, I wouldn't give them nothing. I wouldn't give them nothing. Y'all go ahead on and have the big elaborate funeral y'all wanted to have, but y'all pay for it. See you. Adios, amigo. I'm out.
Sam Sylk Show. Hello. Yo. All right, lad, more comments before we bounce.
All right. Jackie said if the fiance made the decision to make her beneficiary, I'm sure they had discussions. The family was being rude to her before they found out she was holding the bag. Mm-hmm. She should give him a decent funeral and keep it moving.
Yeah.
Because he might have actually known that his family didn't really care for her.
True.
I mean, this happens all the time. That's more often than not. Like, people don't always like your partner.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean?
That's
And he might just have kept the peace because that's his partner and that's his family. You know what I mean? But he might have already known, once if I go, they ain't really checking for her anyway.
I remember the time with my brother, and let me tell you what they did to me. Yeah. So hell no, I ain't giving Reggie and them no damn money.
Mm-hmm.
Because, again, he thought enough of her.
Yeah, but and she didn't know that she was on the policy. Mm-hmm. She didn't even know. She found out once they called.
Mm-hmm. Well, she was shocked, like, oh,
damn.
This how y'all gonna do me? I thought we was all cool.
And that's why I say maybe he already knew that the family didn't care for her.
Yeah.
Because she might have thought, he was the liaison between the family and his girl, and he might have just kept the peace, but he might have been totally aware that mama and cousin and brother, they really don't check for you,
And like you mentioned earlier, it could be that they had their own policy.
Maybe so.
And then he still just got one to make sure she was cool.
There might be another one.
Right.
Go look for that other policy, girl.
Only they might not tell you about it.
Somebody needs to talk.
Yeah, especially if her name, but all the insurance company has to contact everybody's name who's on there. And you got to split it up into the names, how you want to divide it.
Yeah, I'd be finding out about that other policy first.
Hey, share this video with your family and friends. We do it again tomorrow. Thank y'all for rocking out with us. More coming up the Sam Sylk Show. Holla.
Ain't nobody hotter.